Just for the record.
Just for the record.
Just for the record.
Okay.
Just for the record.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the sports segment of the Record Podcast. I am here with
Aiden Wright
and
Lucas Lyon.
my name is Matthew Barton. For the first episode, we're just going to kind of go over what's been going on with the Buffalo Bills this season and any other things that we feel like is worth talking about. So, Aiden, would you want to start us off with kind of what you saw from the Jets game last week?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing that has really stood out since that Ravens game on week 1 was the Bills defense.
Definitely.
We kind of got railed there for a little bit in the beginning and honestly, throughout that Ravens game, they ran all over us. And if it hadn't been for a head coaching mistake, then they probably would have ended up winning that football game. So, for the Bills' defense, and especially our defensive line, to go into MetLife, a place where we don't really play well, and only let the Jets rush for 100 yards, not let them get a rushing touchdown, it's really important. It's really good. And that's all with Ed Oliver out, which I think, it really just goes to how well they played this week.
And the fact that Ed Oliver's impact in the Ravens game was so huge makes it. It's like, okay, without him, we still have Bosa who had that fumble, right? That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, what were your kind of takeaways of the first 2 weeks?
I was going to build off that. Playing the Ravens week 1, you playing Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. I mean, I think that's kind of the team you need to play week 1. And the next week you go and play New York, which, no offense to Justin Fields, he's not Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely.
And it was
I'm
obvious.
still a fan.
27 passing yards. I mean, Tyrod Taylor won the game, and he looked like a serviceable quarterback.
I was tweeting about that.
I didn't even stay around for that. Damn.
Tyrod was playing really well for a second there. Luke, I think you have a really great point that Tyrod looked actually
And I mean,
really well.
if you're the Jets, you don't want to give up on your new quarterback so soon, but I mean, it's only so much.
No, absolutely. I think that's something that is worth highlighting is, Justin Fields did not play a good game.
No.
He only threw for, I don't even know if these are all his. Oh my goodness. I'm on Pro Football. I have to look at his stats in particular, but Justin Fields only threw for 27 passing yards. Tyrod
scored more points than the passing yards.
He had, oh my goodness.
If you look at the Jets as a whole, they only had 154 total yards.
It's insane.
0 of 11 on third down.
Tyrod Taylor had more completions than him.
The Buffalo State Bengals had more passing yards than Justin Fields.
I mean, yeah.
Swear to God.
It really is. It's not good. It's not like they really have an excuse anymore either. The Jets have a good offensive line. They're not like a bad offensive line. They're a good football team.
They got weapons. They got Garrett Wilson. They have Breece Hall.
Absolutely.
They have guys.
Braylon Allen backing up
Is
Breece Hall
Mosley
too.
still on defense there?
Because
He was like their best player for 5 years straight, probably.
Is
Is it CJ Mosley?
I don't see him on the stat sheet.
Maybe he's what happened to him? Let's see what happened to our old friend CJ Mosley. Former. So he's long gone. So that was the Jets' glory days in terms of defense.
What year did he leave?
Is he retired?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
I didn't even notice.
I
thought he was still out there, to be
Dude,
honest.
it's the Jets, so it's not like their defense would change anyways. So, I mean, yeah, that's really what it comes down to is, like, Justin Fields is, unfortunately, like, I root for the guy. I like him a lot, but he's just not a starting NFL quarterback, unfortunately.
And do you want to know what's just been kind of this weird thing that I've been experiencing, at least with, like, the NFL? Because the Bills have been dominating the whole division, right? The AFC East. It's like, yeah, I'll root for the Jets if they're facing against, another shitty AFC East team or, like for some reason, I want to root for, the Jets. I want to root for the Patriots because Brady's not there. Diggs is there. It's a new coach. Obviously not against the Bills, but against any other opposition, yeah. I'm rooting for my division, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, I think there's something to that in, like, the fact that, like, you know, you look at, like, divisions like the AFC West or, like, the AFC North where, like, they're so competitive and, like, those divisional games are so fun to watch. And then, you know, we had that, too, like, not too long ago. Like, we played Mac Jones and that Patriots team in the playoff game.
Sick.
We played Mike McDaniel and Tua in a playoff game where we destroyed them. But, like, those are, like, fun because having those divisional rivalries
team.
in playoffs, playing for a third time in the year, like, that's high stakes. Like, that's, like, a real chess match going on.
Yeah.
And now we're just kind of in this place where...
when you see, like, all losing records from all other 3 teams in your division, it's just, like, this is why it's, like, it almost, like, yes, we still earned our way into the playoffs, but it's, like, damn, our division is just trash. Like, that was kind of like how the... weren't the Saints kind of like that division, like, you know, Saints, Panthers, like that division has always been weak. So it's
no, I know exactly.
You don't want to have, at least the media, anyways, will always find something to. Now it's like, oh, they got a free playoff spot because their division absolutely sucks cheeks.
Well, but this is like one of the most like crying in my Ferrari like takes ever though. At the same time, it's like, oh my God, we're so good at football.
There's no competition.
Our division is so bad, and we're just so good at football.
I mean,
but I see what you mean too. Like, that's a good point.
There's so many opportunities to win other games, and it's just, I don't know.
No, I agree. And it's when you don't have teams that like are testing you consistently, you can become worried. And like, it also feels like if Josh or James Cook gets injured in a game against the Jets, I'm incredibly salty because we have to play those players in order to beat them because they're in our division. But it would be really nice if we didn't have to play them like that hard. So like if it was like against the Panthers or something like that where, you know, we know it's kind of a throwaway game and we can lose it. But because, you know, every NFL team, no matter how good they are, they always drop like a weird one.
Yeah,
I think we saw that with the Browns, Ravens in the first
Jaguars
half.
year after year.
Yeah,
Bills, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. Weird. Like you always drop one, and like you can toss it aside, but when you lose to the Jets or Dolphins or, you know, even the Patriots, who I don't know how they are, they're all over the map. But
we'll see when we face them.
Yeah, it just sucks a little bit more.
But yeah, I guess Lucas, what are you kind of looking at going into the Miami matchup? Because it's a short week. You know, is there any concerns there?
My thought going in is that I looked this up before we started. The Dolphins haven't beat the Bills going on almost 3 years now. So it's like, and they're winless. They're coming off
I didn't even realize
a bad
that.
loss this past week. I mean, they had their opportunities to win that game against New England, and they just didn't capitalize. So they could be coming in like they need one, so they could catch the Bills off guard. But at the same time, the Bills like. I just don't know if the Dolphins have the pieces to win that game.
The Bills,
even on a short week.
No, absolutely. Like I 100% agree. But I do think there is something to mention that like this is one of those games where it's like Mike McDaniel is going to throw everything that he has at us because he's trying to win this football game to keep his job.
And I think it being a short week plays to their advantage.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with that either. And like the Bills were like 12.5, 13-point favorites against them. But it's like
tough to look into those
things
to like predict the winner.
Absolutely.
Especially with division games. Division games can be so
It is at Highmark Stadium though, so the fans are going to be loud.
I'm going. Yeah.
You're
looking
going?
forward to it, yeah.
That's awesome. So.
But like that's the thing, like it's going to be a freaky matchup because you know there's already that sense, like what we were just talking about earlier, the rivalry. It always means more because we know each other so well. And the fact that this Dolphins team kind of feels like they're in a corner and everybody has been talking about how bad they are kind of makes you think that, like, they're going to try to make a statement this week.
Do you want to know what my analogy is of the Miami Dolphins right now?
Sure.
You're waiting in line for a roller coaster, but it keeps getting shut down due to like rain or thunder every single year for the Dolphins. You know, it seems like this is the year for the Dolphins. This is and it never has been. I mean, they've made the playoffs, which has been cool for them. But other than that, it's like, I mean, they were kind of where we were for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
and now it seems like they're going back down.
In this Mike McDaniel era, it has felt like, you know, they got all that hype once they got Tyreek from Kansas City.
Yeah.
and Mike McDaniel was running this new offense. He's from that Shanahan branch of coaching tree, and people were excited. And for the first couple of years, it was great. I mean, you had Tyreek. I would argue.
That was a crazy duo.
Waddle, and they were both like in their prime there for a second, but Tyreek is undoubtedly on the decline. Like his first or second season there, I can't remember, that he was on pace for 2,000 receiving yards.
Oh yeah, when he first got there,
Yeah,
it took over the
his first year.
And Tua played really well back then as well. Like Tua was one of the most accurate quarterbacks. He had one of the best completion percentages. But I think people kind of just figured out that Mike McDaniel offense because I see a lot, especially on Twitter, and take it with a grain of salt. It's from Twitter, but Tua does make a lot of these one-read passes where if you take away that first read, he does struggle and he holds onto the ball too long and then he gets sacked. And, that's been like a big issue that he's been having throughout his career. And now that defense has kind of figured it out, the Dolphins have kind of been not as much of a threat as they have in years past.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's Thursday night. It's going to be coming up quick. This podcast honestly might release after this game has been played. So, drop a comment how correct we are. I'm going to predict the Bills to win, obviously.
You got a score prediction?
Yeah, let's do scores.
I'm going to go Bills 14-10.
14-10. Okay.
It's going to be a low-scoring affair. I'm sorry, bro. I know you're going there to watch it, but
yeah.
I just
going to be so bored.
I don't see scoring coming from this for some reason.
All right.
What do you guys think about the score?
My reasoning for this 2 years ago, or it might have been 3, Brandon Staley was coach of the Chargers. They get wiped out on primetime, like 63-7. I think that could be a similar thing here with Mike McDaniel. I'm thinking the Bills. This is why. This probably won't happen, but I want to be different.
You never know.
I'm saying the Bills win like 52-17, and Mike McDaniel gets the boot the next day.
Oh,
honestly, I think that's a great.
I think if they go out there and get blown out,
that's sweet.
And he could get fired.
No, I think that's actually. I wonder when the Dolphins' bye week is, because if it's coming up, if they have like an early one, then I could totally see that happening.
And I like Mike McDaniel, so I'm kind
I
of
like him
12.
It's 12. Yeah, then they might.
Sheesh, I don't know. Anytime I'm like, oh, it's going to be a super high scoring affair, I'm just completely wrong.
I think that's interesting because it brings up like such a good point of like, would it benefit the Dolphins to fire Mike McDaniel now, 3 weeks into the season, and basically just struggle with trying to find a head coach, or should they wait and just lose a whole bunch of games? Like,
I don't know. I feel like, the term tanking doesn't hold as much weight as it once did, especially with this recent crop of quarterbacks this year. It's like, you're going to tank for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no.
We're seeing the best players be drafted in later rounds nowadays. The whole Bills secondary is damn near, besides Tre'Davious White, obviously, but he came back. But, Benford's what, 6th rounder? DeMar Hamlin definitely was not a 1st rounder.
No.
And Taron Johnson's still.
Taron Johnson, yeah.
I mean, him, Milano, you're not. I feel like tanking isn't as good of a strategy anymore. We're really excited for Thursday. I guess to wrap things up, I saw this around. I mean, you guys saw the Joe Burrow injury.
Yeah.
There was some talk about getting Jameis Winston.
Yeah,
what do you think Cincinnati does to kind of end off this podcast?
I don't think they get Jameis. I think they stick with Browning. They paid Browning that contract a couple of years ago.
Browning number 6?
Yeah.
Who remembers that Browning game? It was
that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
They won, right? Is it Jake Browning?
Yeah. He did that a couple of years ago, and he was really solid.
He won on a primetime game against.
Yeah.
What game was it? You guys know what I'm talking about. If you're listening to this.
That's when Burrow got hurt 2 years ago.
And he led a game-winning drive on Sunday. So I think he's good.
I think they'd be a little.
Yeah, I think you got to stick with your guy.
Yeah.
At some point, he went in there through 3 picks.
Yeah.
In like 3 quarters. I think it'd be a little foolish not to like look at other options, but for now, I don't think they're in a bad spot.
Yeah, at least for this current week, right? Stick with any surprises, any big losses, teams that you think aren't, holding up to the standard that the preseason predicted?
Probably the Bears.
Yeah.
Bears
Bears,
probably
yeah.
the biggest. Ben Johnson's been a real disappointment, but I think we should probably end up leaving it on that, right?
Yeah, we're excited for the kind of rest of the season to pan out, and next episode we'll kind of just pick up where we left off. More Bill stuff, more NFL stuff, and
I think we're doing these on Fridays, so come back every Friday for a new podcast episode.
drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first segment with this episode, Wreck Your Speakers. Yeah. So we're going to just be going around about what we have been listening to. And so I'm Sol, and I have been recently listening to the new Bless the Fall album, Gallows. It's just a really great album as a whole. Like, to me, it's like they've been doing it for so long, but like so many like the modern metalcore bands should listen to that album to know how to make like really great metalcore. Seriously. So, yeah.
I'm Hollis. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of TXT, and I've been listening to their new album, The Star Chapter Together. It's kind of ending their 7-year lore, and so they go into a lot about how they are as a band and how they feel about like their industry and music as a whole. So I do think it's really cool if you're like into K-pop.
My name's Riley. I've been listening to Sabrina Carpenter's new album, Man's Best Friend.
When did
I don't
that come
really-
out? Last week.
Yeah, like the end of August. I don't have a ton to say about it, but it's very like pop, a little bit inappropriate. I don't know. I like it as background music. Like if I'm taking a walk, it's just very upbeat, something I can like not take to.
I'm Charlotte, and I don't think I've been listening to anything really new. Deftones I've been listening to, but I couldn't tell you too much how I feel about their new album, as I listen to their old stuff more, I feel. But kind of in between, my like Deftones, Title Fight, like more punky-ish, and then I've been getting back into like my folky stuff, like Gregory Alan Isakov, Nathaniel Radcliffe, Yvette Brothers. That's about it.
I'm Graydon. I've been listening lately to an album called Transatlanticism by Death Cab for Cutie, and it's become one of my favorites. It's one of those that really tells a story when you listen to it all the way through, and it's really great. It's kind of got a song for everybody, and yeah, it's definitely one of my all-time favorites.
I'm Ray, and lately I've been listening to a lot of musical theater because I'm trying to get more immersed in the theater department, so I've just been listening to like random playlists of just different theater songs, and the way that the genre is like so much bigger than I thought it was, and there's like a lot more of it. Like I kind of used to think that a lot of it sounded the same, but I'm sort of kind of learning that it's such a broad genre, and I'm really starting to find musicals that I really, really enjoy.
Do you have a favorite musical so far?
Well, I'm a little biased, so
Oh, okay.
Sister Act is definitely my favorite musical, only because I was in it.
It's a good bias to have.
So yeah, but like hopefully I find another one that I also really like. Maybe because I'm also in it again.
Would you want to be in the Buff State musical?
I'm actually I just got callbacks for that audition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Congrats.
thank you. So that's another reason I've been listening to more, because they assigned me a song that from the musical Jacqueline Hyde. So I have to sing that, and then they assigned me a song from Rent, so I have to learn 2 songs for Thursday. So that's also why I've been listening to more musical theater, because now I'm having to learn songs that I am completely unfamiliar with.
My name is Devin, and I've never listened to a song. This is my first time hearing the concept of music. I'm completely blanking on what I've been listening to. I did have a day where I listened to Radiohead for 7 hours straight. I woke up like...
I saw that on her earbuds.
It's like, I didn't want to have a good day, I guess. I just like I'm going to read and just listen to Radiohead for 7 hours. I also listened to a lot of Hamilton while I was at my greenhouse job.
Yes.
And also, when I'm walking around, sometimes I'll just play the same song over and over because something's clinically wrong with me, I think. And I listen to Waters of March by Art Garfunkel on repeat.
I know that you share a song like with me, Vincent. Starry, Starry Night.
I have a 12-year-old student that can rap Hamilton.
Oh.
Yeah, she's actually really good at it. It's crazy.
So, mainly, oh yeah, I gotta say my name. So, I'm Marcus, and I've really just been listening, like, lately. I mean, I always listen to hip-hop, but, like, lately I've been listening to more than usual, I'd say. Like, the last hip-hop album that I actually listened to, I think it was, like, I don't know, like 4 days ago. And it was Beloved Paradise Jazz by McKinley Dixon, and it dropped in 2023. And I just really like the album mainly because, like, there was one track called Run, Run, Run on it that unironically I've been having that on repeat for at least like 2 weeks bare minimum. And so I went and listened to the whole album, and thankfully it was not one of those moments where you find a song you really like and you listen to the whole album and you realize the whole album is kind of ass. So, but I actually really like. I think I was there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But this one was actually really good, so I do recommend it, especially if you're into hip hop. And that was it, basically.
What is it called again for
It was,
the listeners?
It was
myself.
Beloved. And myself. It's Beloved Paradise Jazz by McKinley Dixon.
Cool. Hi, my name is Matthew, and recently, this is gonna maybe sound psychotic a little bit. I've kind of been like going into listening to music as some type of game in a way. So recently, I've been listening to NBA YoungBoy a lot. He has like 35 albums, so I'm like 14 out of 35. I'm just been kind of like chipping away at that.
Like binge watching a show.
Almost, yeah. So, but it's weird. I'll have like phases. Like I guess it's like an NBA YoungBoy kind of swing since school started. But it's just catchy melodies, the beats, and I don't know if anyone has been into any Tu Hollis at all. He's kind of like a EDM electric music artist. I was bumping that on the way to school. It's epic. That's the best explanation I have for it. Yeah, it changes like the seasons, my music taste. But yeah, I'm excited to discuss more on this podcast.
I definitely feel like my music taste changes like monthly, weekly.
Yeah.
Very.
No, yeah.
And there's some basics that I will always love, but I also, even like some songs I love the most, if I listen to them too much or the genre too much, I'm like, all right, need a break.
Time to put that away for a year and a half.
Yeah, break.
I mean, for sure, my music taste, like, it changes like every hour, basically. Like, I always listen to different.
It's good to be able to find the meaning in different kinds of music. Like, I used to be pretty locked in, and now it's good to just branch out. What were you saying?
Mine changes based on the concert that I have lined up.
Oh!
I've actually haven't went to a concert to like do that yet. I've been to. I don't know if anyone knows Skillet. It's like a Christian metal band. I went to that concert like 12 years ago. But anyone else have a favorite concert?
Hosier.
Oh,
Hosier's an amazing performer.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, I did too. I
Saw him
I
twice.
feel like I could see him performing at like Spot Coffee or something.
I feel like he would.
Like, he just happens to
I
be
feel like he would.
there.
He's on break.
And like no one would recognize him, but they know his songs. You know what I mean?
I feel like if I was a really famous singer like that, I would just find it fun to I would just show up at small spots and just be like, hey, I'm just gonna sing here, because I feel like that would be so fun.
Yeah. I recently saw over the summer Gregory Alan Isakov at Art Park. It was so beautiful. It was like mainly just like sitting down. I closed my eyes most of the time, just listening to the music. It's gorgeous. And then over the weekend, check out articles in a few days when I get the time to get it up. But I went to Knox Farms holds, I think it's their 7th year, like a music festival type thing, very family friendly. But I saw Mount Joy there, who I love. I saw Vampire Weekend. I saw the Teskey Brothers. 502s are a smaller one, I think. Nathaniel Radcliffe. 502s were great, though. And then, it's hard to pronounce, but they were wonderful. Krunbin? I don't know how to say it. But just a lot of good, mellow, but also like happy, high spirited, love life type of stuff.
The other day, I went to the Miko concert.
Ooh.
He does like pop punk kind of. It was at a smaller venue, Rec Room.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, Rec Room's great.
yes, it was great. It was really fun. He has mostly really sad songs that don't sound like they're really sad.
Yep.
And so he'll hype up the crowd to sing kind of really depressing lyrics. But it was really fun. He had some technical difficulties but made the best of it. So
That sounds incredible, getting people to say the things that they don't know how while making them feel good and hyped up about it. That sounds great.
Does anyone write their own music?
Oh, I've.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so for my at my job, I'm running a songwriting workshop 6-week program for like beginners, like kids, like young teens. I know like probably like the basics of songwriting, but is there any like advice that you think you could give that I could tell my students, because I'm going in a little bit blind here. Like
I go through periods where I'm able to write music and times where like the creative part of me is just kind of dead, and so like I'll feel really. Let me start over. Okay. We can get this out. I try not to like force lyrics. I try to let them like flow. My lyrics are pretty like rudimentary and simple, and that's just my style. I think also finding what you like about other musicians, and like it's not like copying, but like finding inspiration, and that has helped me a lot. Like I really like Kimya Dawson and their writing style, and I like Dodie, and I just like to capture that as much as I can in my music because I like it, and I'm like, oh, cool.
do you do just lyrics or?
Do you have a specific place too where you write?
That's a good
my
question.
bed. Like,
Hey, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
but I write lyrics, and I also play a few instruments.
What instruments?
I play guitar, ukulele, piano, saxophone. I'm missing some. I used to play vibraphone in marching band.
Just a few.
Just a handful.
Every time she says she's not cool, and then she says shit like that, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
But also writing with people can be fun. I've never done it, but could be cool.
Do you usually do lyrics first, or do you write the composition first?
It depends on what's like stuck in my head. Like if I have like a phrase stuck in my head or in my notes for a couple days that I've been ruminating on, I'll noodle around on like I usually write on a baritone ukulele. But sometimes I'll just find the chords first, and I'm like, what could go with this?
Yeah. Because a lot of my students I'm going to be teaching don't play an instrument.
Mm.
So it's like, it's going to be mainly like lyrics based and like structure based and like a lot of just like exercises, but I don't know what advice to give them if they don't play an instrument on how they can kind of put their lyrics to music. You know what I mean?
Maybe they could find like interludes or loops that they like, depending on the type of music that they want to write.
Like on YouTube?
Mhm.
Yeah. I've had some kids do that. That's a good idea though.
Yeah, just like you know, you got your trap type beat or like metal type beat. You know, like sometimes those are like you know, they don't always like maybe have like, you know, the best sounds always. You know, because it's just, you know, just like a, you know, sample or something like that.
Yeah.
But it can still be very helpful. Like I've heard some decent instrumentals by looking up just like, you know, like that type of stuff. You know, type beat.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
Yep. We have a little girl who doesn't like any music, so she only writes her own, and she's probably like 9 years old, and she's got she will find instrumentals on YouTube, and then she's got like like one of those big notebooks with just all blank pages that's meant for drawing, and it's just like full of just like she just writes her lyrics, and anytime she performs, she just sings her own songs to these instrumentals that she finds on YouTube. It's so cool because she doesn't like anything. Like she's like I don't want to sing Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter. I'm gonna do my own stuff. So it's just like it's cool stuff like that. And unfortunately, she's not taking the workshop class, which is sad. But
she can be teaching it.
She's got right. I would be like, can I have you as a guest speaker?
Yeah.
All right. Are we good for the podcast?
Yeah,
I
well,
think so.
So, do you
yeah.
want to touch on kind of what we're doing this weekend as a?
Music is
Oh,
art.
Yeah. So, we are going to be going to Music is Art this Saturday. It's a full-on festival that is free, mind you. It's free.
Right?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah, it is. It is. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., you know. Just 11 to 11, you know. Simple as that. Out in the Outer Harbor there. I know some of us may be not as familiar with the music. I know in the beginning when I first was starting in Buffalo, I wasn't. But there is a big,
There's a big music community
Yeah.
in Buffalo, yeah.
yeah, there's a big scene. I guess just if we want to go like around, like, is there like what would be your expectation if we're going to this festival? Like, what do you expect to be there? You know.
Good ass music at least.
Yeah.
Has anyone never been?
I've been
I've
once.
never
I've never been.
So it's kind of like you walk in this direction and there's a DJ playing here, and then you walk 10 feet this way and it's a rock band, and then you walk this way and it's a vendor spray painting live art, and then it's like it's just
It's a cool.
it's just a cool like there's a bunch of different things there. There's a silent disco, which is really fun. Yeah, but there's a bubble machine, and yeah, it's just basically a big old festival of music and art. Like it's it's so cool.
Yeah. Now you've convinced me.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we might be also talking to a couple of bands there too. So
Yeah.
stay tuned as well.
Stay tuned for audio and video content from the Music is Art event.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. And that has been our first time that we've done. I was gonna say rock your speakers, nah. Wreck your speakers, y'all. Wreck your speakers, all right? Thanks for listening. Yeah.
See you next week.
See ya.
Bye. Yay.